Welcome to the All Sports Betting Podcast, Cricket World Cup previews on Wednesday's fixture. It's New Zealand against Pakistan from Edgbaston. Now, at the time of recording, we do not know the result of the England-Australia game, I might add, but just say England have lost that game, then suddenly Pakistan are right back in business and with every chance of qualifying. So, big game for them. New Zealand head into this match unbeaten. And... well, who is going to finally get one over them, Kev? Is this a sort of fixture where they could be vulnerable? I think they were really lucky the other day to avoid defeat.
Well, they've been vulnerable in the last two, haven't they? Last over win, and Carlos Brathwaite. Your heart goes out to the boy, doesn't it? Unbelievable innings, just a foot away from the most special World Cup innings you'll ever have seen. Yeah, they're going to lose eventually. You look at their last three, Steve. This game against Pakistan, India and England. Can't see them going unbeaten in all three of those. In fact, there's a strong case to be made that they don't win any of them, isn't there? Big game this, actually. Yeah, big game. You can see New Zealand not imploding, but, you don't, even if they do make the semi-finals, you don't want to be making them on the back of three defeats. So, they'll want to win here. And obviously Pakistan, they have to win. So, good game this. Yeah, looking forward to this one.
Yeah, New Zealand the favourites at 1.73. Pakistan outsiders. Are those odds fair, or should Pakistan be given a little bit more respect? Should this be more of a pick-em sort of game?
No, I think Pakistan should be given more respect here, Steve. I like their batting lineup a lot more. I think they've batted a lot better than New Zealand in the competition. Thought they batted really, really well on Sunday. I mentioned that they've had nothing down in their lower middle order. Well, that innings from Harris to Hale was just brilliant. It was just such a good innings, and he hit the ball so cleanly. And it just makes you wonder where the hell he's been hiding all tournament. To be fair, and then that's brought out the likes of Imad Wasim, Shadab Khan, and all of a sudden, Pakistan are batting down to 9, and they're looking good. I mentioned to you about Wahab Riaz's quality with the ball. You mentioned to me about Mohamed Amir, and they combined for plenty of wickets in that game against South Africa. And, and there's no reason why they're not going to do that again here. Edgbaston too. I know New Zealand beat South Africa here. I'm still scratching my head as to how. And you kind of get the feeling if Kane Williamson fails, and that's a big if, let's be honest. He's seeing it like a beach ball right now, isn't he? But if he fails, that's when we're going to get the real test of this New Zealand side, isn't it? Because someone's got to stand up and be counted, because no one else really has yet in the tournament. I know Taylor shepherded him with a couple of innings, but they haven't scored big in this tournament yet, have they, New Zealand? And they're going to have to start doing that if they want to win it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you this. The New Zealand, I think, have suddenly got a big problem with the batting. Obviously, Kane Williamson has been brilliant. Taylor's looked fairly good in the tournament as well overall, but it feels like Williamson's really papered over a few cracks, a couple of big cracks actually, but the likes of Guptill, Munro aren't firing. Other guys aren't really chipping in as much as you'd want to. So they've got an issue. If these two guys do fail, then there's problems. But stick on to the betting side of things. You're actually going to take one of these guys to score decent runs in the game. Ross Taylor over 34.5. Is there any specific reasoning for this game that you fancy him to go well in?
His recent record against Pakistan, Steve, is absolutely amazing. His last 10 innings, 650s, 1 ton and a 45 not out that would have been a 50 had the target not been chased. That's an incredible record by anyone's standards. Against decent attack as well. It don't matter which Pakistan side you come up against. They've always got dangerous bowlers in their ranks. So, he really likes Pakistan. He averages near as damn it 70 against them. And that's not over 3 or 4 ODIs. That's over a whole bunch of them. This guy's been playing ODI cricket for going on 15 years now. Class act, Taylor. To be honest, I think the biggest danger to this 34.5 line could be Williamson running him out. But, if that doesn't happen, he's playing the responsible innings in this tournament, isn't he? He's getting himself in. Even against the West Indies, he was in the first over against the West Indies, let's not forget. Still made 60 odd. Okay, it weren't flashy, it weren't eye-catching, but got them back in the game, and it allowed a little bit of a slog at the end to get them up to 300, which obviously, as we saw, they needed every run of what they got, didn't they? And Kane Williamson's innings was given the recognition that it deserved, but kind of Ross Taylor was kind of forgotten about, actually. They rebuilt that innings really, really nicely. So he's in good form, Taylor. You could make a strong case for him being New Zealand's best ODI batsman, certainly in the last 18 months. I know Kane Williamson, the last 18 days or so, has been magnificent. But, I mean, if England have lost their game on Tuesday, as silly as this sounds, it would actually benefit New Zealand if Kane Williamson got out early here, just to see if they can do it without him. Because the last thing they want is him to play 3 more great innings, him fail in the semi-final, and then they realise they can't cope without him. So be interested to see how that goes. But even if Williamson does fail, I think Taylor's a class act, and I like him to cover 34.5 here.
The Pakistan batsman batting lineup has certainly improved recently, but are they going to have problems against the New Zealand bowlers? Trent Bolt's been having a good tournament. Henry, by and large, has been quite strong.
Well, the one good thing about facing Trent Bolt is you're not going to get a short ball first up, so that's good. I mean, they didn't have no problems with Kagiso Rabada on Sunday, did they? And I think he's better than anything New Zealand have got to offer. You're probably only talking 1, 2, maybe 3 bowlers in the world better than him right now. None of them are Kiwis. Might be actually that their biggest problem is Lockie Ferguson, but they've played pace pretty well since that first game, haven't they? I think we've said a couple of times that we can put that down to a bad job. The other thing about this game, of course, being at Edgbaston, there's not likely to be too much bounce in the wicket. Might be a bit of pace. Warwickshire got a couple of pacemen themselves. Henry Brooks will no doubt be playing for England in the next one of these. So yeah, there might be a bit of pace in the wicket, but by and large, it doesn't bounce particularly high at Edgbaston. Pakistan should really go pretty well here. These conditions should suit them with the bat. Of course, Bolt's a quality bowler, isn't he? He gets that ball swinging, but he's swinging it to left-handers, isn't he? So he'll need to swing it. Otherwise, he's just going to be cannon fodder. And Matt Henry, well, I mean, he's got to have some mental scars, that boy, because I bet when he goes to sleep at night, if he sees a Caribbean in his sleep, he'll wake up having nightmares after that warm-up game and getting absolutely splattered again on Saturday. So I wouldn't be too surprised if we don't see his best. So yeah, it might be Ferguson who's the danger.
What is right? So Pakistan performances. You're going to go into this market, and one in particular over 39.5 for Khan.
Shadab Khan, yeah. Should make it clear which Khan we're taking. Another one on records, really, Steve. I mean, I like Shadab Khan a lot, and actually, the difference between the Pakistan that we saw in that ODI series at the start of the summer and the Pakistan now is a lot down to him. He's a key figure in this side, not least because he's a really good fielder and he lifts their fielding unit. There was a game in this tournament that they dropped him, wasn't there? And they fielded like drains, and he was soon straight back in. But it's his leg spin as well. New Zealand haven't really impressed me at any stage in the tournament against spin. Even when Afghanistan were bowling spin at them, they were looking a bit ropey, weren't they? So I think he'll go okay. You usually get a bit of turn or a bit of assistance at Edgbaston. He's got 250s against New Zealand in ODI cricket. He's got a 4-for, a 3-for, and a 2-for. He's in pretty good nick. He had a really good game against South Africa. He scored 20 runs, took wickets on Sunday. So he's coming in here in pretty good form. Don't think 39.5 is high enough for me, Steve. We've seen some strange lines in this tournament. Quite capable of taking 2 wickets, particularly with all the left-handers in this New Zealand side. The wrong one will get the better of them. But I think he'll score runs as well. You probably going to be a fair few wickets on both sides there, aren't there? So, and as we've just mentioned, he's probably their gun fielder. So add it all up, and I think we'll get to 40.
And the Pakistan top batsman market, you're taking the keeper Safraz.
More the captain Safraz than the keeper, Steve. I've just mentioned when we did the England-Australia podcast about England needing their captain to stand up. Well, this is basically knockout cricket for Pakistan. They need their captain to stand up. Now, he needs to stand up an awful lot in the field. Of course he does, absolutely. He's pivotal to everything they do in the field. But if they do lose a couple of 3 early wickets to Bolt, Henry, Ferguson, they're going to need someone to steady the ship, and it might not need to be flashy, but it will need that experience and that nous that Sarfraz has got, and just someone in that middle order just to calm it all down, and exactly the kind of thing actually that South Africa didn't have against Pakistan on Sunday, and exactly the kind of thing really that West Indies needed against New Zealand on Saturday. If they'd had someone who just looked at the situation, thought, do you know what, we're in absolute control here. I won't throw my wicket away. I'm not going to look great, but I'm going to stay here and I'm going to let everyone else bat around me. They'd have got that target, no problem. But they all wanted to be the hero. No one took responsibility and they failed. So that's what Pakistan need here. They need a hero rather than a glory hunter. And I think Sarfraz is the man. And at 10-1, I think he can go well. Yeah, he's played well at Edgbaston before. Your guys have had him up there, haven't you, at Yorkshire? So he'll have played at Warwickshire a few times in his career. Obviously, Shoaib Malik's been playing for Warwickshire a lot recently, so he'll be able to help Pakistan out with what conditions are going to be like. And I'm sure Sarfraz will tap into him. Just think he's a big price at 10s. I perfectly accept that this Pakistan batting lineup's going pretty well, and actually I enjoy watching it. But they might need a glue here, and that could be Sarfraz.
Right, so 3 picks for this game at the time of recording. Ross Taylor over 34.5 runs. Shalab Khan performance over 39.5. And Sarfraz top Pakistan batsman. So there might be more bets for you close to the game. So keep an eye on Kev's website here. But at the time of recording, we've got 3 bets. And who's going to win the match, Kev?
Got a feeling Pakistan win this, Steve, yeah.
Yeah, I've got a feeling they do as well.
Got a feeling they're on that 2017 Champions Trophy roll again. And I think the pressure of having to win is helping them now.
Yeah, they're really dangerous side at the moment. Don't think you want to be facing them right now. New Zealand, well, they're due a defeat, aren't they? They can't keep hanging on, winning all these close ones, can they?
Well, New Zealand need another batsman to stand up to the party. I don't think Williamson can win this on their own. I think Pakistan's batsmen have found their mojo again after that first game. There's been nothing wrong with their bowling attack throughout the tournament. If someone doesn't stand up alongside Williamson, or Williamson himself fails, happy days for Pakistan. You may well find a bet for Pakistan on my website once I've thought it all through, Steve.
All right, well, good luck with that, and thanks for your thoughts.
Cheers, Steve. Looking forward to Thursday. India and West Indies. Fireworks from the off in that one, I can tell you. And we'll be back to preview that nearer the time, won't we?
Yeah, see you for that one. Take care, everyone.